Dead zones are areas of water bodies where there is no oxygen, also known as hypoxic environments. There is no animals that live in these areas, and they are recognizable due to algal blooms. There are algae that float on the surface of the water, which prevent light from penetrating the sea surface, which also prevent other organisms from absorbing light. Algal blooms cover large areas of the ocean, an example of this being the Gulf of Mexico, which changes size seasonally from 5,000 km² to 22,000 km². Another example of this is the Gulf of Oman, which has the largest naturally occurring dead zone known currently with 165,000 km².
Dead zones occur naturally because of a process called eutrophication, which is when a body of water gets too many nutrients such as phosphorus and nitrogen, which feed cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria are aquatic bacteria that can photosynthesize light in order to make energy. With too many nutrients, cyanobacteria grow out of control, causing algae and plant life to grow significantly. Then, phytoplankton, a microalgae, starts growing near the surface of the water where they photosynthesize, using all the nutrients around them. They grow and reproduce into huge masses. Zooplankton consume the massive amounts of phytoplankton, and small fish eat the zooplankton. With all this going on, animal waste, dead algae and dead plankton begin to pile up on the sea floor. Bacteria begin to decompose the waste, using up all the oxygen in the area and causing hypoxia. These zones can occur naturally, but human activity has drastically increased the eutrophication process. The main way this happens is through the fertilization of crops in agriculture. Farmers often use fertilizers containing nutrients such as phosphorus and nitrogen to help the crops grow. However, when it rains, these nutrients get washed into rivers and streams, where they eventually find themselves in the ocean. The use of agricultural fertilizer has doubled the nitrogen runoff and tripled the phosphorus runoff. And, as more and more nutrients are washed from the farms into the oceans, they will be consumed by algae, creating algal blooms. Another contributor to the increase in dead zones is sewage water, which once again contains large amounts of nitrogen and phosphorus. The sewage drains in the UK are designed to carry wastewater to sewage treatment works. However, these systems can sometimes overflow due to heavy rainfall. When this happens, companies are permitted to dump the excess wastewater in the sea. This is usually not a problem, as on rainy days the sewage waste is highly diluted. However, there is evidence that some companies are illegally dumping waste, which can lead to higher concentrations of nutrients in the ocean, contributing to dead zones.
Though dead zones may occur naturally in the wild, there's been an unnatural increase in them in both size and numbers, with 168 being newly sighted by 2007 and under 700 known dead zones by 2019. When entering a dead zone, before they can escape, sea nomads such as clams, oysters and lobsters can be knocked unconscious and therefore asphyxiated within a couple of minutes. Another problem with dead zones is that the low oxygen level can affect the other sea creatures in the nearby areas by decreasing their reproductive output. Some of the effects include the decrease of size in reproductive organs, decrease of number of eggs, and decrease in spawning, thereby decreasing the biodiversity of multiple species. Outbreaks of disease may have been noted in dead zones, most famously in the striped bass population of Chesapeake Bay. Due to low oxygen levels, the bass has to swim up from cooler waters to warmer waters. The constant temperature changes make the bass become quickly sick and get chronic outbreaks by lactobacterias. Fortunately, we can do a few things to prevent this. They are organized education, public talks, volunteering, getting the help of some environmental companies, such as Ocean Visions, and pamphlets. There are many more ways, of course, but that's all we can talk about at the moment.